What up, guys? My name is Chris. This is Wheelhouse Trading, and welcome to the Wheelhouse. So before we get started, I just wanted to remind you, if you come into the Discord, starting this coming Monday, everybody that's non-subscribed will get 7 days of free trade alerts. Also, the Jedi chat area is open so we can all hang out together. So that way we can all learn and grow together. Do me a favor, hit the subscribe, hit the like, select all, and make me a comment. If you want me to look at technical analysis or take a look at a ticker, just put it in the comments and I'll take a look for you, okay? Okay, so let's just talk about it. If you're in the markets, you know that there's a lot going on, and it's coming from every single direction. It's global problems, and it's relentless. My hope, and I really felt that we were really going to see institutions, buyers, big buyers step in on this June bottom over here from June 16th or 17th and, really see momentum. We did for a day. And then news came out of Britain, and their banking system, and then we have the Nord Stream situation, and then the hurricane, and then the unemployment numbers, which kind of jolted the markets, thinking that the Fed is going to become more hawkish. There's just a lot of problems. It's actually reminding me of the 2007, 2008 scenario. I'll be perfectly honest with you. I am quite concerned. I am worried about, us going down further. There will be a rally, I'm sure. Maybe it'll happen when we come down here and it'll bounce. But, the fact that we just cut through these supports like butter, not looking too good, and definitely dangerous to be in longs. Now, I started a HODL portfolio less than a month ago, and I am down on most of the greens I've sold. I have 4 greens left that I haven't sold, and I'm already considering, even though they're high conviction, just selling them and moving it to cash. My trading is going up and to the right. My HODL is going down like quicksand. They're good companies, so I'm happy about that. They do have earnings. They are a viable business. They are strong captains of industry. So eventually they'll come back. I don't have margin, so I don't have to over worry. And I'm only maybe 30% at the max. I think it's a little less than that invested currently in there. My goal was to get out in momentum and use this bullish pivot if there was a bounce and try to get some of those out. We did start a bullish pivot for one day, and then more bad news came out. And it's from the bond yields to it's just everything. It's just everything. What I'm really worried about is the financial system, the banks, and I'm worried about everything is kind of going in order with the credit markets, the stress on the banks. When you see the currencies breaking, you see the major supports on indexes breaking, it kind of makes me feel like, we're still got a ways to go. So I was hoping that we were going to maybe, have some big institutional support here and maybe bounce around in here. But it looks like we're going to be drawing a whole new line, and we'll have to see how that plays out. I don't think it's going to tank forever without getting some reprieve, but the last time we got a little rally was only 4 days. I do think that the Fed is ratcheting things up really tight and looking for the job market to slow down, not be as hot, and that possibly could be, it's definitely for demand, for spending, but also they can control it because unemployment, they control how much money you get. So, at least it's kind of controlled spending in a way. And I think that's, one of the reasons they want to do that. But yeah, layoffs and all these different things are going to turn into that decelerating earnings, and the markets are not going to like that. And we could end up in a situation where we have flat or no growth earnings for 2 years like we did in 2015, 2016. So that is something to worry about. We'll take a look at the indexes, and then we'll take a look at some plays that are working for me that I've gotten in, and some ideas of what I'm doing to get out of some. We'll take a look at some crypto, and go from there. Okay? All right. So this is the SPY. And the SPY broke its June bottom low, and it has come down here. And you could see the volume is increasing, which means the pressure is increasing. Right, we're at 35.85 on the SPY, and we probably will be getting a bounce, maybe around that 35. So there might be one coming in, but technically speaking, not really seeing it yet. I'm seeing that we're close to something, but we're not quite there. So it's definitely tough, and you kind of got to make a decision what you want to do. If you're just going to hodl and not worry about it, then don't worry about it. For me, I just hate seeing stuff go down. And if I want to buy more of something, I want to buy it technically into momentum, but we don't know where the bottom is. And honestly, when it comes to investing, you should not be really investing in a bear market. You should be waiting for a trend reversal and, establish a bottom and, a change in direction that is established, and it'll break one of these, highs for a trend reversal. Yeah, you might not get the lowest price, but you'll have that safety in there. And I will say there are some phenomenal deals out there, so it is tempting. It's tempting for me. I have money in my hodl, and I do have some that are in double digits in the negative now. Most of them aren't, but I have 4 or 5, and that kind of sucks, to watch. But again, I am happy with my picks that I have, because they're good companies. There's a couple I would like to get out of there that pertain to like the credit market. Like I have a firm and a couple like that. But, for the most part, it's like Microsoft, Apple, Google, Amazon, stuff like that. So yeah, the SPY has cut its June bottom low. And I suppose if we back it up, you can just see that purple line. And there was a double bottom here of support, and also a peak of a top. So this level where it's actually at is a level of support at 35.85. So that is something, we'll see if it holds there and wants to bounce up. And, these are going to be your levels that we have to keep an eye on. Let's look at the NASDAQ really quickly. So the NASDAQ is exactly on its June bottom low. So we'll see if that bounces. Indecision. I mean, basically the indicators are telling me kind of what you're feeling in the market. Like Friday, in the morning, I had gotten all of my losses back from Thursday. And then in the afternoon, when it closed, I was basically back to where I was the day before. Those losses went back down in my hodl portfolio. My trading, I'm doing really good, because the trading, I love the momentum and the direction, and so that's like looking great. But the hodl stuff it's hard to watch for me. It's hard. I'm not gonna lie. I think I'm better at trading than investing. But if you just you have a long time horizon, just like your house, like you don't have to sell your house even if it comes down 20% or 25%. If you love your house and you like your neighbors and your family lives near you and your kids are in school there, and I mean, real estate will come back. It might just take time. And same thing with your stocks. It's just best to get very good ones. Do the best you can if you're going to be in for investing, and just don't just keep buying the dip. Wait for a bounce, and wait for a follow through day or two. So this would be blue, and then blue, and then you have that level of safety that there is a rally starting, and momentum will breed momentum. So NASDAQ is down on its double bottom, and the last one to look at would be the Russell, which I think the Russell was up a tiny smidge today, if I recall, which is Friday when I'm recording this. So yeah, I've outlined it. We had our double bottom. We actually came up and we came back down, and if you can see the little purple dots, it's right below this yellow line. So the Russell has crossed here, got a blue volume, and it has the dot. So the Russell is out of the 4 of them showing the most strength. As far as crypto, now crypto is holding, okay? It is It's not going up like crazy, but it is holding and slightly building steam. It's building bullish momentum. So let's just look at Bitcoin real quick. Now, if you just notice on Bitcoin, on the daily, see, we're kind of coming to this head here, but we're still holding that 19. We have purple candles, blue candles, purple candles, blue candles. It's kind of going sideways, up and down. But we are holding it. We have two days of blue volume. Our indicators are showing that we're going to go up on Bitcoin. So, it's very positive on that. Let's just back it up on the minute real quick and just kind of see, what's been going on. As you can see in the morning, it started out really good, kind of tanked, went sideways all day, went down another level, and it's just starting to build back up now that the aftermarket is closed. It's starting to do that. So, if you want to, zoom in on like a 5 minute to kind of, get a little bit better of a scope, we did get as high as 20,176. I had some take profits up there, I think at 20,125. So I got my take profits over there, which was great. On the 1 hour, we can take a look and, relatively you can just see kind of what's been going on. We had this really nice pump and it's kind of come down. It's gone sideways, had another pump and it's kind of come down and gone sideways, and we'll see where it goes this weekend. Now, today is the end of the month when I'm filming this, and I'm pretty sure that today is the options expiration for the futures. So, it might be repressed and held down and then jump up. We might just see some action, this weekend because of that. At the end of the month, there tends to be a little bit of movement in the charts. So if you go to the 4 hour, you can see, it's a little smoother to look at, but you can see how it's just kind of up and down, but it is slowly taking off on this line, okay? And again, the daily, it is actually showing that it wants to go up. So let's go look at some stocks and some cryptos. And this is one that I got into recently this week. It's actually, I think it's double leverage, and it's a gold miner. Yeah, double leverage bull. Okay, this is really low. You can see that, this thing was way over here at $1,050 back in February of 2020. And, it's just come down. It's gold miners. And it's basically come down, and it looks like it's kind of bottoming. It's had 3 really good days. Volume is looking good. If you back it up to the hourly, you can see it's gaining momentum. So I picked that up, and that's been a good one for me. Obviously, these leverage bears are doing really good. So when the indexes go down, those are great. So like your SQQQ, I mean, this thing is rallying. I mean, you want to be in those instead of your Apples and your Nikes and all these. If you have those, great. Don't buy them when it's coming down. Buy these to hedge. That's what I do, at least. You don't have to, but if you want, this is like what I do, at least. And I buy these. Unfortunately, I have more of the longs than I do of the hedges. But what that does is it slows the bleeding down for me. Okay, and then when there is a pivot, I get to take the profit and the principal back from these. And then when there's a pivot with the follow-through day, I can actually apply that to the longs and take those gains and kind of, buy some more. So you can see that, SQQQ, obviously NASDAQ's going down, so this is going to go up. SOXS is showing momentum on the daily. This is the semiconductor sector basically going down. SDOW, it had a breakout. This is the Dow that's, the Dow is coming down, so this is going up. These are great hedges, and then here's the SPY. So they're inverse leveraged trades. This is one that I really like, and I've been telling the guys in my group, just like I've been, saying, hey, DRV, buy DRV. It's a leveraged bear, which means it'll go up if real estate goes down. I've done well with it. I'm back in it, and I believe that real estate is going to continue to go down, and DRV will continue to go up. This one is called FAZ, F-A-Z. It's a triple leverage financial. And so when you start hearing all the banks having stress and, not lending as much, and from those congressional hearings, you definitely could get the tone of what's going on there, and you see what they are and are not investing in, like bonds. FAS, I think, is a really good winner. It's unfortunate to bet against the financial industry because that kind of means that we're really possibly in for some pain. But you are in the markets to make money, and this is a potential play to look at. It's one that I'm in and doing well with. I noticed that Twitter has done really well this week, multiple days in a row. Now this is this is the daily, so even better. See how it got price action above the 200? This is starting to really kind of change directions. Over here it went under the 200, bear run, and now it's just starting to get over. So indicators do look good on Twitter as well. And TZA is basically a bet that the Russell will come down. I will give you a little caution on these hedges. You do kind of want to be careful because they're triple leverage and there can be short squeezes on these levels. We are due for a rally. We're due for one, but it seems like the Fed just won't let us have one. So what I recommend is if you do get some of this stuff for yourself, these kind of hedges, that you either swing trade it like on the hourly, or just make sure you have your stops in there, in case there's like a complete change in direction like we had Friday where it was way up and then it went way down. A day like that could hurt if you're betting for it to go down and then all of a sudden it goes up. A lot of the guys in my group are very bullish on LABU, and I am as well because I think the biotech is, it's already starting to move up. And so, I had mentioned to the guys, maybe swing trade it until it really kind of gets over the hump and it's not, going back and forth from LABU to LABD, which it's kind of been doing. So you want to be careful. CRISPR is in that same space. The healthcare ones are, they're doing good ever since Biogen had good results on their report for the Alzheimer's, which is a big deal. So, those are some of like the hedge plays if things continue to go down to kind of slow the bleeding. Now, as far as crypto, I had mentioned sushi back at 102 and then 106, 107, and here we are, we're at 110. Blue ribbon is over the 200 on the hourly, and on the daily, still kind of looking like a bottoming process, but, slowly getting momentum, and, we're at 110. And remember, this is the one that's down like 2,700%, so it's down a lot. BTU is one I made a lot of money on earlier in the year, and I'm back in it. I just bought it over in here, and it's gone up for a few days in a row, so that's been good. Zcash is, let's look and see. I know it kind of followed the trend with the daily trend, so it's kind of going sideways, but I do think that it's going to come up, and you can see right here this blue line. That's indicating that we probably would get something to come up like that. So Chili's, okay, so it came up, broke out, failed, but all your indicators say to come in that it's like just a pullback. So we'll see if it starts to rally. Maybe it even will this weekend. I bought back into Antero Resources, and I know it looks bad on the daily, but it's starting to just kind of pick up a little steam. And I'm buying some of those plays like BTU and Antero Resources because of the Nord Stream and because, the European winter is coming and the energy crisis, and I'm just putting some of those in there as just to be careful. Palantir has had a good week. It's been going up. It's actually moving up nicely on the daily. Okay, so Palantir is definitely made some moves this week, which is really cool. Matic. Now I know it's red right now, but Matic is actually done well. Last time I made a video, I think it was down by. Maybe that was Mana, but I think it was lower than this. So it's come up, and I think it was at 78 cents either earlier today or yesterday. So you could see that, it's slowly building up, and it's starting to build up, and it's going to try to do a breakout again. So I like Matic. I still have it. Cardano, it's kind of just doing that sideways thing still. Algorand, still holding in. Algorand is still holding in. kind of came up, and it looks like see how these are getting tight? It looks like it's about to make another move. Let's back that down and just take a look. Yeah, so it's getting ready to make a move. So Algorand looks like it's on the hunt. Chainlink has been coming down a little bit, but I still held mine. I think that see how it's kind of come down, and the indicators are saying it's still going to. It might come down for a day or two and then bounce up, because I do think that this is getting lower and this is slowly building, and it's squeezing. It's building into momentum. There's something coming there, I'm thinking. Ethereum is kind of, just following Bitcoin. It's been hovering from that 1294 to the 1350 range. It's kind of moving, had its rally, and now it's kind of going sideways, and we'll see what happens this weekend. All of them, Mana, Ape, they're all down a little bit, but still holding the line. They haven't tanked. Like some of the stocks have tanked. Some of you guys may be watching only do crypto, some may only do stocks. I cover both because I do both. But if you're in the stock market, the stocks have been painful. If you're in the crypto market, you've done okay. It hasn't been so bad in crypto. It's holding up. So, just kind of, stick with it. Now, let's talk about Solana real quick. Now, it's down again. Earlier today, this is the hourly, so this would have been today. So it went way up, and then it kind of dropped a little bit with the stock market. But you could see it wants to go. I mean, this is 35. I mean, it hit it just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 hours ago. So early this morning when Bitcoin was rallying, Solana was up there. So if Bitcoin moves up, Solana is going to move up. Okay. Again, what I'm doing myself is I'm buying the leverage bears to slow the bleeding, and then I'm keeping my stops on there. Some of them I'm holding. So FAS, which is the betting financials are going to have stress. I'm holding that, and I'm using classic pivot low stops, okay? So on the previous pivot low, and I'm just letting it ride. I'm doing that on DRV, betting real estate's going to come down. I'm going to do that on JNUG. I haven't put a stop on it. That's that new one I got, which is gold. All the other ones that I play, I'm basically doing, I'm swing trading. It's probably even better to just let it go until it's on the daily and goes red. And then just let it come down and rebuy it. You won't have a wash because you'll be profitable. These indexes are coming down, and these ones are really good to kind of slow the bleeding. So I'm definitely putting money in that. And my high conviction ones, I am trying my best to not look, and I'm waiting for bullish momentum on the technicals, and I want it to be on the daily with a follow through day, and then I want to add. I already made a mistake and put some more money in when we got the one bullish day, and then it came down the next day and I got faked out, and I'm a little upset at myself about that because I know better. So I will keep a lot of my hodls, and I will work it that way, and then when there is a rally on the ones that I don't have as much conviction in, I'm going to try to put more money in and springboard out and just get to cash. And then I'll consolidate my portfolio into higher convictions and just be patient with the market and keep the cash on the side. Definitely don't be in margin. But really, you'll make your money on the leverage bears, when it's coming down. And if you have longs that are down, just wait for, the indexes to change directions. Get 1, 2, 3 days that are going in the right direction. Add in there for safety, okay? And that's kind of what I'm doing. So leave me a comment if you want. I know it was a tough week out there. Hopefully next week is a little bit better. Hopefully, the Fed does not break the financial system, and we don't have additional, catastrophic catalysts coming in every single day of the week. It was pretty crazy out there. One day I was way up. The next day it took all the gains. The next day, I got all the gains back, and then the next day, I think it took them all, and then the next day, which is today, Friday, I got them back, and then middle of the day at the end, it took them again. So it's pretty volatile. So basically, in a whole week, I'm at the same place I started, essentially. So maybe down a little bit. So yeah, it hasn't been that fun. just be patient, just have a plan. It's definitely have cash on the side. Don't just be all in and just have to watch it all the time, because, now that we cut those major levels of support and we have a really hawkish Fed and we have stress on the financial system and we have a Fed coming after the labor market and really trying to tighten the screws, something, if not everything, is going to break. I mean, the market can only handle so much stress, and it feels to me, it's really reminding me of the markets back in the, that October 2008 kind of time. And that was not a good time. So I'm seeing some similarities, and I know we got to get inflation down, but at the same time, it could get painful really fast. So just be careful, have a plan to maybe get out of some stuff. If you can, maybe sell your greens. You can always buy them back later. Or if you want to hold and you don't care and you don't have any problem with holding, then you can hold, of course. But for me, I'd rather just, if I can get out, rebuy later the same position when we establish a low and change direction. So my name is Chris. This is Wheelhouse Trading. Come on into the Discord. If you come in starting next Monday, everybody in there will get free trade alerts. I do trade alerts every day. Keep you, on top of what's going on all over the market, and I do that all day and night, and it's fun in there. So come on in. Thanks for watching, and welcome to the Wheelhouse.